It does not end pumping. It just shifts some of the responsibility. That process ended on the 24th. Takes a few days to get the pumps back to 100%. I think perhaps that was what they were celebrating and reflecting on last night.
President Trump has claimed California leaders block the ability for water to flow from north to south.
Make sure the water is delivered for all those purposes.
David Guy is the president of the Northern California Water Association. Is there a spigot or a faucet in Northern California that can just be turned on to provide more flows to Southern California? Like, is that actually a thing?
No, there is no spigot per se. There is a series of decisions that are made every day in California amongst a very sophisticated group of project operators that decide how we're going to operate the various projects.
I asked former Republican State Senator Brian Daly the same question. Some sort of system that can be turned on in Northern California to provide more water south.
No, we do have the aqueduct, we have San Luis Reservoir, and we have abilities to move water south, absolutely. And anytime you move water to the south, it relieves the water in the south that's being directed around. So there are opportunities to move water. Do you actually just turn this pipe on? No, it's very complicated. There's pumps in Tracy that we take water out of the delta, and those pumps are regulated by the smelt when you can pump and when you can't pump.
President Trump's White House has not provided any further details into his post from Monday night. The Bureau of Reclamation has not responded to repeated requests for comment. In Sacramento, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
California's U.S. Senator Alex Padilla sent a letter to the Department of Defense demanding clarity about the president's use of the military and emergency powers, as he claimed in that post on Truth Social. Meanwhile, the Trump administration's DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, claimed to have been at the pumps yesterday. And today, the State Department of Water Resources says they will be able to increase water deliveries. The water allocations from the State Water Project have now increased to 20%, which is up from 15%. The State Water Project provides water to 29 different agencies that serve 27 million people. The water allocations can rise if California gets more rain and snow to fill the reservoirs this spring.
Now, the order led to confusion and concern among federal and state and local agencies and programs that depend on federal funding.
KCRA 3's Michelle Bandura walks us through the potential impacts of that order.
There's been an issue with Medi-Cal today. Governor Newsom said the Medi-Cal system is down due to the freeze, affecting 15 million people, though it's not clear what exactly caused the website outage. But he said the state is working to bring it back online, and situations like this are happening in all 50 states, too.
You know, right now we're just trying to get our Medicaid system opened up. It's down. Medi-Cal in California, I think that's the case in all 50 states, so they turned that off. So that's something our state's working overtime to address. Appears that the president and his team are backing off or backtracking as it relates to their intent to have done that in a way that will impact the support being provided to the roughly 15 million people that rely on Medicaid. You know, we can react to all this, or we can have a more constructive wait and see. I'm going to wait and see. And again, I still see a lot of optimism as it relates to the partnership with the federal government on this essential emergency package.
And the White House earlier said they expect that Medicaid website portal to be back up shortly with no payments being affected. The White House memo did point out some programs would not be affected, including Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, among others. Now, just before the judge's order to block the freeze, California Attorney General Rob Bonta joined 5 other states in a lawsuit.
I think that the ambiguity, the lack of precision is by design, and they could have been very precise about what was included and what was not, what programs, what services. They could have enumerated them and set them forth in specific detail, but they decided to be vague and to use buzzwords like wokeism and Green New Deal social engineering, and that confusion, that chilling effect has swept in potentially nearly all of the services and programs that the federal government funds outside of what was specifically exempted, which was Social Security Medicaid and Medicare.
Well, now I reached out to some of our federal lawmakers today, and Representative Ami Bera says his office has received many phone calls from worried Californians. He says with the federal judge's temporary block, he is urging President Trump to reverse course and abandon this effort.